Uncensored.
It's time, ladies and gentlemen. Here is the podcast that is all about intellectually immature nonsense.
Are a very particular set of skills.
And by God, this is the BS.
Uncensored.
All right, there it is. The BS Uncensored, episode 11. Thanks for being here. My name's Jason Bailey. There's NickyD.
Barely, but I'm here.
Barely D. And there's Nelson. And listen to the BS on social and at The Bailey Show on YouTube, which the full-length video of this fine podcast can be found. NickyD is suffering. She's in a lot of pain. She almost didn't make it. She needed to go home.
I'm a team player. I stayed here.
Yes, you are such a team player.
She can't get up out of the chair.
I brought her some illegal drugs today for her back, and she's going to, look at her. Goose fraba. Goose fraba.
Just trying to keep moving my neck around and doing some things and not get myself stiff.
Here's the problem is, let me tell you, because Nelson and I both have WebMDja. And we think that it's a pinched nerve.
Yes.
Right? That's what we think.
Mm-hmm.
We think it's a pinched nerve because it's running down your arm, but it's not in your back. It's more in your lats on the side. So it's not like a lower back pain because I got a lot of lower back pain myself.
It's up top.
But the thing is back pain sucks. It exists. It's a thing. It's real. But you have to suffer in order to get better. And suffering does not include not doing anything about it. Does that make any sense?
It does.
You know, you have to fight through the pain to make it more painful in order to get through the pain.
Mm-hmm.
Nikki, do you understand what I'm saying?
I understand. You gave me the breakdown today of all the things I need to do. And I will say the first part of the day, you were absolutely right. Those stretches helped me get through the show. I'm just running out of meds right now. So the stretches and the meds were helping.
Because, you know, the meds are great, but, you know, for the most part, they mask it. I mean, they help with the inflammation. There's no doubt, like prednisone helps with inflammation, and the muscle relaxers help with the inflammation and so on and so forth. But if you really want to get your balls wet, you know, you got to do some stretching. I told you to go to a chiro. I told you to stop by the mall at the Good Hands, the little Asian people. They do an amazing job, you know, there, and just go for a 20, 30-minute rub.
I'm going to do that.
Okay, you got to do that. But I'm saying I know you're in a lot of pain and it sucks and you got to force yourself to do it, but you got to do it.
I'm not going to do it today, though. I'll probably do it tomorrow, but I have a long day today.
That was the whole reason I talked about this, is that was the point.
Yeah, but the way I feel right now, I have to stop moving. I need to go put myself in a position and not move. No,
that's the thing. That's what I'm telling you. You do have to move.
Yeah, you're not listening at all.
You're not listening at all at anything I'm saying. You're listening.
Mm-hmm. I heard it.
And I appreciate you listening
Every
to
bit
me.
of it.
Why is she not listening to me?
No idea.
She's your friend. Tell her to listen to me.
You should listen to what he says instead of just reacting.
Because if you tell her that what I'm saying makes sense, it makes sense.
I feel like you're just waiting to say your part right now instead of listening to what he's saying to you, absorbing that knowledge, and then applying it to your situation.
When did you become a philosopher for Bailey? When did that occur?
I don't think that's a thing. I don't think you can be a philosopher for someone.
Yeah, that's what he sounds like right now.
He's more of a
like a whisperer?
No, you'd be, what is it when you go to court and you have somebody that gets your back?
A court reporter?
No.
Don't just say things you've heard.
Maybe you should go home. Let's let Nelson and I handle this for today.
A character witness?
Yeah, that's what you are. Yeah. You're more of a fact witness.
Yeah. Yes.
You're a fact checker.
Thank you.
I like court reporter
Court stenographer? Like
a bailiff. You're rusty. You just die.
You remember?
Richard Mole. Oh. Are you on narcotics right now?
I've been taking narcotics for days. What is space? 4 days. Apparently, I gave some crazy call to Nelson the other day that I don't really remember all of.
Oh, God.
Yeah, but you,
They told me not to call. But I called.
You sound like you're really high right now.
Oh, my God. You should have heard her on the phone.
No, I just took a leave. I didn't take
You don't get high by taking a leave.
Yeah, I didn't take any narcotics today. I took them yesterday.
Yeah, but you sound high right now. Does she not sound high?
Yes.
See,
but again,
my court reporter.
Not as high as she did the other day on the phone. I wish. Next time, I wish you would call me that high one more time. I was sitting next to my equipment. I could have switched my phone over to Bluetooth and recorded her, and I didn't think about it until it was too late.
I called her last night. She
I was asleep.
I was like, all right, look, I know you're in pain, but that's a little bit too much.
Come move me. She yell at anybody to move her?
Then, of course, you got to go, are you okay? What's wrong? I'll be
I'll be fine.
fine.
Move me.
Okay, well, I feel bad. I got to ask you a question. Can I?
No.
Okay.
That's not what I did.
Oh, bullshit.
I totally got up and helped you in all the things.
You did, but it was like that, though. It was, I'll do my best.
Listen, I
Make me feel bad.
I
right?
have a very high pain tolerance. So if I ever tell you I'm in pain, know that it's an 11. Like I can take a lot. Like the pain in my back right now is worse than I gave birth to my child.
It's not
like,
that bad.
Oh,
That's
yes,
silly.
it is.
You think
it's worse.
You might have pea stones. What are they called? Kidney stones.
Oh, yeah.
You think you got some pea stones?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I really don't know.
Rach
When I went to the
Stone, maybe?
doctor, all she said was, let's just get you physical therapy. It's like they don't even test. They don't do x-rays. They don't do nothing.
Yeah, if you've got kidney stones, they're a sumbitch. Rach gets
Yes.
those all the time, and she shoots them out like a Nerf gun, man.
Oh.
I mean, like, she'll get some boulders up in there, and, it's like you can hear her when she's like in the toilet, and they drop out.
That was not something I
Have you ever
wanted
had a
to
kidney
hear.
stone before?
No, never.
Oh, my God. They're horrible. I've had them before.
Does they make your back hurt?
Yeah, they could.
Your whole body hurt.
Yeah, they make your whole body hurt. But yeah, absolutely, they can make your back. I mean, there could be a pain. It's not making your back hurt, but your back is affected by it because of the pain in your
Somewhere
kidney.
else, yeah.
Yes.
That
Does that-
makes sense.
Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. I'm pushing through. I pushed through the pain. I've been still doing everything I need to do. It hurts bad.
All right. Well, I think we're being connected with our guest this week, Desmond Child, which, we're lucky. We have a great booker that's guest booker for the radio program in Art Sears. And occasionally, we'll have guests on the radio show. We can only spend so much time with them on the radio show. And that's what's great about podcasting. I've always said that. That was the reason why I got into podcasting, when I got fired in Atlanta, was so I could talk to these people and spend, an hour plus if I want to, having a conversation without any restrictions. So we're able now, because Art is, I said to Art, I was like, we had Desmond on the radio show. I was like, he was so good. I want to spend more time with him. You can sit here and talk all day about music. I mean, we're talking about an iconic Grammy Award-winning and Emmy-nominated songwriter and producer, over 80 top 40 hits, selling over 500 million records worldwide. I mean, what the shit? I mean, that is a lot. That is a lot. Just about any and every song that you love that you've heard is come from the brain of Desmond Child. Desmond, how are you?
I am so good.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
I'm so good.
we're glad that you spent some more time with us, to be honest with you. Yeah, we had such a good time with you on the radio show.
Yes.
And we had so many more questions, and I have a very short-term memory sometimes, so forgive me if we ask some of the same questions over and over again. But
That's okay.
The new memoir, Living on a Prayer, Big Songs, Big Life, and just to go through some of the artists that you've written for and with is Kiss and Bon Jovi, Aerosmith, Alice Cooper, Ricky Martin, Katy Perry, Cisco. I thought was cool that you wrote. Yeah, were you the sole writer of the thong song? Please say yes.
No, that was an interpolation where they used a piece of "Livin' La Vida Loca," the main piece, "Livin' La Vida Loca," and they put it into their song.
So
And
that's what
they cut us. Yeah, so they reached out to us to begin with, before they put it out, and we agreed. I didn't realize that I could have asked for so much more, but me and my collaborator got 25% of the song, so that's 12.5% each. Then they do this documentary that made the whole drama that Desmond Child stole their song. I mean, it's just the stupidest thing, and was not true because they had worked it all out ahead of time.
So hold on, who said that they stole your song? Cisco's people?
Yeah. All of a sudden, it was like the scary music and Desmond Child. Boom.
Wow.
took our song. Like, he owns more of the song than we do. And it's like, are you kidding me?
Wow.
I did not know
So-
that.
Did you feel like you got betrayed?
I've gotten hate. I've got like Cisco hate mail for it for years, and no one ever corrects it.
Wow. You should tell them they have the thong guy.
That was
Wow.
good. Now that was a good one.
Yeah, because the thong
Nice
song, if
thong
it rhymes with
Wrong
wrong.
guy.
Yeah,
That was good.
that was funny. So, does this happen often, like in the music business?
No.
I know it's a cutthroat business and a backstabbing business, but have you had some of these artists turn heel on you?
I have, but it's like this one was in reverse. It was like we agreed. We didn't ask for more. It's like usually it's like, wait a second, you can't just go take my song and then all of a sudden call it something else. So lately I've been having that problem where people will take Livin' La Vida Loca and say, hey, will you agree to this license? And we become the owners of Livin' La Vida Loca. And it's like, no, you don't. And I don't agree. Are you kidding me?
Wow.
And it's this crazy, like, sample craze, whatever. They take your song, they make their own song, they put some shit verse on it,
Yeah.
and then they go into the chorus. Now, this is in Germany, it's happening right now. This all in German. It's Living on a Prayer, like complete ripoff. Like, it starts out with it and everything in German, meaning maybe something else. Whoa, na 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 na. And I'm trying to get Universal, who controls that song, to like tell them to cease and desist
Yeah.
and give us the money. It's our song.
Yeah.
So I didn't agree. And that's, this is what's happening with AI too,
Yeah.
because, these companies that are subscription model, right? They're getting paid right from the get. I just saw some news that some, AI company just sold their company for $80 billion,
Whoa.
and it's like, are you kidding me? Does that mean that there's that much money in it?
Mhm.
Okay. So they're not, we protest, like 100,000%. We have to have, first of all, consent to use our material. Second of all, credit. And third of all, the most important, compensation for the use of our material. And they say, oh, no, it's fair use, like it's like public domain. And it's like, no, it ain't. You should know this stuff should apply the same way as copyright laws. It should be. You don't have to reinvent the wheel here, buddy.
Do you get paid?
Copyright law.
Do you get paid for anthems in stadiums? Living on a Prayer is an anthem song. If any stadium plays that, do they have to pay?
Yeah,
you do.
Yeah, they ask for a license. It's usually not that much. It's like $400.
Wow.
For This Is Our House or whatever, and it's like that's what the three writers have to split. But because it's sports, and because it's Bon Jovi, it's like I agree to anything they agree to, and especially football, because John is devoted to football and all that.
Yeah.
So it's like that's not where the money is to be made.
Right. What is something that you've turned down, like reality, these talent shows like American Idol, The Voice? Is there any of that stuff that you've turned down before?
No, because I learned my lesson the hard way. I got offered by Appleby for Livin' La Vida Loca. They offered me and my co-writer, I think at first it was like $25,000 to use it for like 3 months in a commercial, right? And with changing the words to avocado and this and that, like kind of having to do with some new taco they were making, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I said no. And so then they upped it to 50, 75,000, 100,000, 150,000, 200,000, 250,000. And I said no. Because I went to my songwriting friends, Diane Warren, Barry Mann, Cynthia Weil, and Bob Crew. And I said, do you think I should let them use my song and change the lyrics to some crazy other lyric. And they said, absolutely not. Don't do that to your copyright. So I turned down $250,000. So I went to a studio to work, and tucked in a closet, I pulled out these styrofoam sheets, and it was the commercial. They had done it. That's why they were willing to pay so much, because they had already recorded it and went into production. They thought, yeah, they'll agree. But the truth is this. Anytime your song is played, whether it's with different lyrics or not, i.e., Sunday Night Football theme, I hate myself for loving you.
Yeah.
After that happened to me, somebody said, you're crazy. Anytime somebody even hears just the melody, it reinforces the copyright. It does nothing to take away from the copyright. So I learned my lesson the hard way, and I agree to everything, because, this is a nickel and dime business.
Right. So go back to the La Vida Loca. They did it anyway. So did you get paid or what?
No, they couldn't release it. They lost
couldn't
their
release
money.
it. Oh.
Yeah.
But for Joan
They
Jett,
lost their money.
I Hate Myself for Loving You for Sunday Night Football, you got paid obviously for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
He's a
Kind
yeah.
Well, what does that mean, kind of?
Well,
Yeah.
well, you see,
Uh-huh.
I had done a catalog deal like in 1996 that included that song.
Oh,
And, and so I didn't get any of that. I think maybe just like, TV, maybe I'll get like, $900, or something like that every time it's used.
Whereas
if the big money didn't go to me.
Whereas if you would have retained control of that song separately and not put it into that package deal, you would have been looking at a really big windfall.
Yeah, but I wouldn't have been able to close that deal without my biggest hits. So that was 96. So from 96 forward, I have all Ricky Martin and, so many, Waking Up in Vegas, all the stuff, but the big songs of the 80s were in the catalog sale. The thing I do control and I retain control of was my writer share of my entire catalog. And that has been a life saving. I mean, it was like, wow.
Yeah.
Because that keeps growing. And that's just the writer share. It's not the publisher side of it. And, most of these songs, I have a third of the song. So it's not like mega trillions, but still it has kept us going. We call it living room on a prayer.
But that's kind of fun, Desmond. And, you think about it is, you have so many hits, all these different hits, right? Over 80 top 40 hits. That's huge. And you get to, every month, it's exciting what kind of money you're going to get. Like, I'm getting a check for Bon Jovi. I might get a check for John Waite. I might get a check for Kiss. I might get a check for...
Well,
that's neat.
It's not quite like that. It's not quite like that because I'm a member, very proud member of ASCAP that collects my performance royalties.
Oh.
So they pay me like, twice a year, and then that's the domestic, and then in between they pay the foreign. And so, it keeps going. It keeps going, but it's not like, like, oh my God, here's a check for $300,000. No, it's not like that.
Not like that.
Because this is like I said, this is a nickel and dime business. You have to,
What-
sell a lot of streams to make anything happen.
What song that you've written or helped write do you sing the most still to this day? Which one do you like to sing the most? Just out loud like you're in the shower.
It's usually other people's songs that get in my head.
Oh, really?
Like that Billie Eilish song. I can't get it out of my head.
Which one?
I used to float. Now I just fall down.
Oh, man. Let's put the X in
Don't
sex.
ask my boyfriend. That's not what he's made for. Stop playing in my head, Billy.
See, I looked through your catalog and even like the Aerosmith stuff. I mean, that was just a Permanent Vacation and Crazy and all those. I mean, there was so many good times in my life when those albums came out. I thought Dude Looks Like a Lady, which you get writing credit for, right? I thought that was all based off of Steven Tyler seeing Vince Neil. Is that
no,
not?
no, 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 no.
No?
The very first day I met them, I walked into this big airplane hangar, big doors slide open, big shaft of, light. And I walk into this place, and Steven's walking towards me with this big smile on his face. And he brings me to the side of the stage where they're working with the sound guy. And Joe has been working on a backwards guitar loop that went, na-na, na-na. And then Steven said, what do you think of this? Cruising for the ladies, da-da, da-da, cruising for the ladies. And I still hadn't said hello. I just said, that's bad. and testing their sense of humor, I said, I don't think Van Halen would put that on the B side of their worst record.
Ooh.
Wow.
And Joe's arms were like really crossed, and then he turned sideways and his head was tilting back and he's looking at me with snake eyes. And then Steven, who's more of a people pleaser kind of person, said, well, when we first started playing around with that idea, I was singing Dude Looks Like a Lady. I said, what? Dude Looks Like a Lady. Dude Looks Like a Lady? That's a hit title. And Joe said, but we don't know what that means. And we don't want to insult the gay community. I said, first of all, I'm gay, not insulted. I said, how did you come up with Dude Looks Like a Lady? He said, well, we went to a bar on the shore, all the guys, and it was empty except for this big, long, lonely bar at the end with this vision of loveliness, this jacked up, like bleached platinum mullet, porcelain skin, black nails, curvy figure, and everyone was drawing straws who was going to go up to her. And she turns, and it's Vince Neil of Motley Crue. And so everyone went, ooh, and Steven started going, that dude looks like a lady. Dude looks like a lady. Dude looks like a lady. And so he loves alliteration. So that's how that stuck. But when they went to make a real record for grown-ups, they said, well, what else could it be? Because it can't be that. But I talked them back into it. That's my claim to fame. And walked them through the storyline. Guy walks into a bar on the shore, her picture graced the grime on the door, and then Steven threw in a nonsensical line that said, she was a long-lost love at first bite. And it's like, but how's the surprise going to come if she was a long-lost love at first bite? Didn't matter. He wouldn't listen to me. I wanted to threw my money down on the stage. He thought that was stupid. So then the thing is about that song is, she whips out her gun, tries to blow me away, right?
Yeah.
And the guy doesn't run away. And then the second verse says, never judge a book by its cover, or who you gonna love by your lover. Wow. That was so advanced. That's so trans future.
Yeah.
And it's the guy goes on and says, my funky lady, I like it like that. So he doesn't reject the idea. And that's what makes the song so forward.
Wow.
It's like, hey, if it looks good to you, go for it, man.
Oh, my God.
Wow, I've never really sat and dissected it like that, but how forward thinking for the 80s, in a time of machismo and where it couldn't have been easy to be gay in the 80s. I can't imagine.
I was waiting for you to say, God, I never even thought about talking to the guy that wrote the song.
The thing is, for that particular song, most people thought he was singing about himself because he does have a ladylike quality,
right?
With those blubber lips like Mick Jagger and all that. But the thing is, this worker that was working on our house came up to me and said, did you write that song of Aerosmith called Do a Naked Lady?
All wrong.
That's how he heard it. And I went, uh-huh, yep. I didn't want to break that spell for him,
So let me ask you this, Desmond, as a gay man, and there's so many songs, especially in the 80s, I was a product of that generation, putting the X in sex and, and all those types of songs that we as heterosexual guys are listening to, we're thinking it's guy to girl. But if there's a gay guy writing the songs, is your muse another man, or are you trying to put yourself in a heterosexual's body, a straight guy's body?
No, it's not like that. You write appropriately for the artist you're working with.
Mm-hmm.
And so that Dude Looks Like a Lady was like an exception, but it's like that. I'm not writing when I'm co-writing for a specific artist. It's not confessional. It's not autobiographical.
Mm-hmm.
But I do try to tend to ask folks to not gender the song so that somebody could put themselves into the song and think whatever they want to think. So instead of he and she, it's you, something like that, or they, something like that. But I've been doing that for years upon years. Now it's a pronoun, like what's your pronoun?
Right.
And it's like, okay. I mean, I think that there's nothing wrong with, a gay guy singing about a hot girl. Look at Livin' La Vida Loca.
Right.
And so, it's theater, and now everybody, it's like you can't even play a role unless you're, ethnically correct for it.
Right.
But it's like, are you telling me that anybody who's in Les Mis, which is about the French Revolution, has to be white and French?
Right.
White and French to be ethnically correct?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, no. We can be colorblind on that.
Yeah.
And this kind of hardcore sense, shutdown, what do they call that?
Cancel culture.
Cancer culture. Cancel culture is deadly for art. Deadly.
Yeah. I guess
I understand that people have felt left out and this and that. And it's like, so right. Let's write new works that are, correct.
Yeah, I guess I just never thought about it, as far as who's always behind the words of the song. I'm, from a fan standpoint, you're always thinking that it's personal, it's autobiographical. And, even in the 80s when, the gay community struggled a lot, whether to come out or not, when like George Michael and these artists that were, and Ricky Martin, that weren't openly gay at first, then afterwards you're like, how is George Michael? I grew up thinking that he was straight, and he pretended to be straight because the world wasn't ready for that kind of acceptance yet. And then do you go back as a fan, let's just say of Faith, and look at all the songs and listen to all the songs and go, oh my God, he's not talking about what I thought he was talking about, and feel, as if a straight person feels betrayed or not because they did.
Yeah, you're being too serious. I just saw Ricky Martin at Madison Square Garden, and he had 4 male dancers and 3 female ones, and he was like the 4th of the male dancers, right?
Yeah.
And they were humping each other every which way in every direction, and that arena went crazy.
Yeah.
And loved every second of it. It's like, come on, people, get over it.
Yeah.
Never judge a book by its cover.
Well, Desmond, I was saying those things is actually, as a compliment, and how the rest of, I'd throw me included in that, is how oblivious we are to the good times that are happening, right? And we're just thinking we are taking things too seriously and too personal when it comes to the types of music and whatnot. Wait, do you think?
Let me just say one more thing.
Yeah.
This whole stress, before, girl groups, boy groups, all that, Motown, people didn't write their own songs. They picked a song they thought they could sing good, and they had hits. As soon as the artist felt like they had to be songwriters, they lost their careers. Because you have to have hit after hit after hit after hit. Doesn't matter where they come from.
Mm-hmm.
Even Aerosmith sang "I Don't Want to Miss a Thing," solely written by Miss Diane Warren. And so, did that hurt their career? I don't think so.
No.
They can't do a show without that song.
Well, that's their only number one hit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
No
can't.
offense.
They can't do a show without it. So all I'm saying is that the critics that hailed Bob Dylan, and then bands like the Beatles and Rolling Stones started writing their own material. It became like the standard. If you didn't write your own stuff, you weren't being real. And so then collaborators like me would jump in, and in many cases, like with the Eagles and stuff, collaborators would jump in and join the Eagles, and stuff like that. But the point is that if you don't have great stuff to sing, and you don't necessarily have put all those hours into learning how to do, or maybe don't have the talent for that, but have a great talent for being an amazing entertainer, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's like it's too strict. It's too strict. So then the pressure, and this is the other business side of the pressure I'll tell you about. The managers and the lawyers want to cut deals with advances from publishing companies. But the publishing company says, you know what? I'm not going to give you $1 million advance unless you promise me that this artist is going to have at least half or a third of the songs on the record. So that means that they can't do any outside songs, or they find a song they like and they call up the writer and say, hey, you mind if this person puts their name on the song?
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to cost you a third of the song.
Oh.
And if you're somebody that hasn't had a hit and desperate, and there's a big star wants a third of your song, you go, step right up, take it away, because this is why, because the managers get paid off the top. Then the artist has to recoup the advance for everybody that took the money off the top from their side. So it's like it can take a long time to recoup.
Yeah.
So it's money driven, but it hurts the art.
I know with this memoir that you put out, Living on a Prayer, Big Songs, Big Life, by the way, everybody picked that up. It's not so much about, at least what I've read, it's not breaking down every song. It's more about your career and how you got there and all that good stuff. I suggest, because I love that story you just told about Dude Looks Like a Lady. I can die a happy man knowing I heard that story from Desmond Child, because I've always been just infatuated with the real story behind songs get made. And you should put out a book behind every song and just break down every song and tell a story about how it was made.
I'm doing that. I've been working on it for years.
Look at it.
With Jody Marr, one of my favorite collaborators, who discovered Mika and wrote that song, Grace Kelly. And she's a professor at Belmont University of Songwriting, and she's one of our closest friends. And we've been writing a book. Okay, I'll give away the title, Anatomy of a Hit.
Oh.
And we want to make it the first college-level book on songwriting. No, it will not have who I slept with and, in it. That's for this book. It'll be a real text on what music is, how you break it down. It starts out with the history of song and how it was passed on orally, and then how, all of that. Then it breaks into 12 songs of mine that I analyze and get down to. And then the back end of it is resources, all kinds of ways that somebody could make a career out of this.
Yeah, but I'm talking about the stories. Like, I'm not talking about the artistry and the science behind it. I'm talking about you start, page 1. Hi, I'm Desmond Child. Kiss. I was made for loving you. 1979. This whole chapter is a story about how you wrote that song. And then you finish with whatever is your last song is.
No, it's going to be like that. It's going to be like that.
But I want
like that.
I want Gene Simmons walked in and he had a chimpanzee on his ass, and I want all that stuff with the story.
Okay, that's good feedback. That it's got to be a little bit entertaining. Okay,
a little juicy. Got to be a little juicy.
And I want to do the voice work for it. I want to do the audio book for it. You know?
Okay. All right.
Because here's the thing. Because the idea of that book, which you've already started, would have never happened unless I told you right now.
He gotta have the credit.
See,
even though I started it like 5 years ago.
right.
But
I was
whatever.
in your head 5 years ago, Desmond. So here's the other thing
were.
is, I've always wanted to do a documentary or a book, write a book on where are the women at now in the songs that made us today. My Michelle, those types of songs, with those songs that are about a particular person, about a particular woman. Where are they at today?
Or man.
Or a man. Yeah, sorry, or a man. And where are they at today? And what are they doing in the makeup of that song and how it came about?
Well, I can tell you one.
Yeah. Please.
Back before I discovered I was more gay than bi, I lived with a beautiful woman, and we lived in a little apartment on the Upper East Side of Manhattan. We were in college, and I was, home, writing songs, and she was working in a diner all day, and her name is Maria Vidal, and we had our group Desmond Child and Rouge. And when she worked at this diner called Once Upon a Stove, every waiter or waitress had a kind of like a fake diner, wait person name. And hers was Gina, because she reminded everyone of the beautiful Italian actress Gina Lollobrigida. So she, I would always, when I went to write the song after, we had not been together and all that, but when I met Bon Jovi, I offered Johnny and Gina.
Oh my God!
Because my original name, it was Johnny, so I thought of us, Johnny and Gina. But John said, "No, I can't sing Johnny. That's my name. People think I'm singing about myself." So we kind of stared off into space, and one of us, I'm not sure who, said, "Tommy. What about Tommy and Gina?"
Oh
and
my
boom,
God.
it stuck. But Maria Vidal is very much alive and very much still creating. And we still very much have Desmond Child and Rouge. And if you go on Instagram, Facebook, all these things, and look up Desmond Child and Rouge, we are putting out music, we're putting out pictures, we're putting out stories. And it's kind of cool because it's like a time where you go back to the 70s. You're not going to see pictures of like elderly people.
But did you work on the docks? Did you ever work on the docks?
Right.
Well, I might have hung out at the docks.
But Gina did work the diner all day.
She did.
Yeah.
Working for her man.
Wow.
For love.
Holy fuck, man. My mind is blown
That's
right now.
Awesome.
Holy shit. Oh my
Wow.
God. I am so mind blown. Desmond Child, I love you. You are my hero. Oh my God. Thank you so much for sharing that story, dude.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Dude, we just found out after all these years, Tommy and Gina. Desmond
Gina's
Child
real.
is Tommy. He's actually Johnny.
Right.
Holy shit.
Right.
Holy shit.
Wow.
Wow. Oh my. Do you have any idea? Like, hi, I'm Desmond Child. No big deal story. Dude, do you understand how big of a story that is? That's huge.
And listen to the way he just tells it like, oh, it's no big deal.
It's
Yeah,
not
that's
a
like
big deal.
Well, it's all in my book.
It's like a
understand.
Tuesday.
Buy my book.
No.
Buy my book.
Yeah, buy his
Buy
book.
my book.
Buy the book.
Buy his goddamn book.
Oh my God, dude. Okay. All right. I'm gonna buy.
Wow.
I gotta let you go because you're gonna give away too much more information. Nobody's gonna.
Nobody's gonna read the
Nobody's gonna buy your book.
Really?
Desmond.
I have one more announcement.
Yeah, please.
One more announcement.
Yes.
You know how the Kardashians and everybody have like their skincare line?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got my own, and it's called Vida Loca Skin Life. Vida Loca Skin Life.
And what?
And it's VitaLocaSkinLife.com, and we're going to launch like in a couple of days.
Okay.
And it's all natural, and my slogan is, skin has no gender.
Oh, that's good.
That
What do you
is
think of that?
good.
Yeah. Only.
Yeah, it's he,
Oh.
it's he, she, they, them, us.
Wow.
What do you think about that?
That's
That's really
great.
good.
And only if you would have written Smooth for Santana
Oh my God.
and
Yes.
Rob Thomas, that would have been perfect.
Okay, that was a Grammy killer for me. Don't say the word
Oh, no.
Santana, Smooth, or Rob Thomas. Every
Grammy
time I see
killer.
that guy, I say, "You fucking Grammy killer." They killed 3 Grammys for me.
Oh.
Song of the Year, Record of the Year, Producer of the Year. They killed me.
What was up
Because
against it?
And he took Santana, Smooth.
No, but that's what you were going up
Santana.
against. What did you
Yes.
have on offer?
Living La Vida Loca.
Oh,
Yeah.
it was that year. I didn't realize that.
Have you told them how much you hate them?
Yeah, lovingly.
Well, if you want to say
it's a
it,
joke.
I've never met Carlos Santana, but last year, Living La Vida Loca, which, by the way, made recording history, being the first song to be all recorded digitally in the box to go to #1. And we were acknowledged by the Library of Congress and the National Recording Registry, Living La Vida Loca, and along with Moon River
Oh.
by Henry Mancini. And guess what? Smooth isn't in that list.
wow, could you be any cattier?
Actually, I'd like to correct you. That is Chevy Chase that does Moon River.
Right.
I believe.
Right.
I believe that's Chevy Chase.
Hey, Desmond, before you get out of here, how much do you keep up on like internet trends and things like that?
You know, I'm like, I think there's something wrong with me. I cannot go anywhere without my phone.
So
Okay?
that's fine.
I'm like so hooked. I fall asleep with it next to my ear. I mean, it's like so bad because I don't want to miss one Instagram message.
Well, I bring it up because when you were on the show, about a week ago when we had you on the Bailey Show, the actual show, you had mentioned the name of your 2 kids, and I wanted to know if you had seen the trend on the internet that says that men, on average, think of the Roman Empire once a day.
Really?
Yes, that's a trend out there.
I'll tell you right now, my son Roman thinks about the Desmond Empire at least 10 times a day.
So we have a mutual friend on Instagram. I'm looking. Do you know Mike McVeigh?
Yeah, I think I do.
Yeah, he's kind of a big deal. He's a sweetheart. I'm very close with him. He's one of my kind of mentors, I would say. So I'm just kind of looking at some of the people who follow you that follow me, just so I can get into the crew. I'm just trying to go over to Desmond's house and hang out for a little bit. Holy shit. So look, dude, I've got your number, just full disclosure, because obviously we have to call you. I'm not going to be creepy and weird and stuff, but like at some point in time, if we want to get you back on, can I like throw you a text and see if you're busy?
You can, but I'll totally mess it up if it doesn't go through Brian.
Okay.
My assistant.
Okay.
Like today got messed up.
Yeah.
Today got totally messed up because it was like a message that came to me sideways.
All right. Well, I'm going to need Brian's information, so I'll text you.
Okay, and I'll text you back.
Yeah.
And my contact information, and anytime.
Oh my
because
God.
you guys are fun. You
Yeah.
guys are so much fun.
Where do you live at?
I can be.
Are you in LA?
Well, right. No, I'm in Palm Springs right now.
Oh, okay. So you're California. That's good. I know you're a Gainesville guy. I'm a Florida guy. You're born in Gainesville. Tom Petty. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Go Gators.
Now I'm in Gaysville.
He's taken.
Go Gators.
Gators.
Gators with a Y. Yeah.
Palm Springs. Wow, man, the 60% gay population.
Yeah.
With a trans mayor. What do you think about that?
Yeah.
So I feel happy and free here. So we just bought a little vacation house here.
Mm-hmm.
And, but our main residence is in Nashville, Tennessee, and I have my studios there, and that's where we mainly live. And, go a lot to New York. We have an apartment there where our sons are going to NYU, and that's where I went to. And so they're seniors now. They're 21 years old.
Wow.
Roman and Nero.
Mm-hmm.
And if people want to know more about them, they should go to www.TWO.com, and there's our documentary too, the story of Roman and Nero, which is a very sweet documentary we made when they were 9 years old.
Oh,
and they narrate the film. It's so cool.
That's awesome.
They sound like superheroes,
don't they?
Like, oh my God, thank God Roman and Nero here. Like, it sounds like a superhero duo.
Mm-hmm.
Guess what? They both decided they're going to be entertainment lawyers.
Smart.
So either they're going to really defend me or they're both be suing me.
That's what I was getting ready to say. I was like, they're going to be on one side or the other, Dad. All right.
But I'm very proud of them. Very proud of them, and their godfather, by the way, is John Bon Jovi. I'd like to brag about that.
Yeah, that's
Good bragging point.
I think they have a good, a good way to get into show business.
I thought it was cool that I knew that Snake from Skid Row was originally on Runaway and not Richie Sambora. I'm not telling us.
They were like high school friends.
Yeah, I'm not telling a story again about music.
No.
Like after talking with Desmond, I'm not telling another story.
I don't believe you.
It doesn't even. I'm just going to play clips of Desmond Child telling stories on this
Right.
podcast. That's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to say. I know DC's my boy.
Yes.
DC's my boy. All right. Well, look, we're going to let you go. The first ever memoir from Desmond, Living on a Prayer, big songs, big life. Buy it, buy it, buy it. I don't want to give any more away because you've shared so much. You've been so nice to share all this information and all these stories. Brother, you are the coolest dude ever. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right. I'll text you later and get the information of the guy to get to the guy to talk to the guy. Okay?
Yes.
All right, brother.
Okay.
Talk to you soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Oh, my God. Mine is fucking blown.
Can you believe that?
Tommy and Gina.
And Gina, he just knew Gina. Like,
Gina was his girlfriend when he was bisexual.
uh-huh.
And Tommy is Desmond Child. We just talked to Tommy, who never fucking worked on the docks.
But he, like he said, he spent a lot of time on the docks.
But he's been to the docks. I don't think Nikki understands. I know she's back's hurting and she doesn't want to be here. But you don't understand.
I don't. I let y'all have the moment. I know whatever it is a big deal. You know, you
gigantic.
said a lot of cursing words, which you don't do. So I knew it was a deal.
Oh, okay. Think about it this way. Let's put it into perspective. Okay. Growing up in your coming of age years, okay, name me a song that not only you liked, but the rest of the world, it was very mainstream. Let's just put it that way.
Mm-hmm.
And it included a name of someone.
My name, Nikki by Prince.
Okay, there you go.
Darling
Little
Nikki,
Darling
yeah.
Nikki.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Darling Nikki. Do you know the story about Darling Nikki?
I actually don't know the backstory to that song.
Okay, I think it's actually a dirty story, like
Yeah, I
a
think
dirty,
so as well, yes.
dirty girl and stuff like that. And I don't know it either. I remember hearing the story because Foo Fighters covered it.
Yep.
And I remember when they covered it and the story was told, but whatnot. But just imagine not ever really knowing the whole story.
Right.
But you've heard things and it's your favorite song.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And let's say whomever wrote that.
Right.
You know, I'm sure Prince had his name on it, but I'm sure he had helpers and stuff
Uh-huh.
like that. You talking with them, whether it's on this podcast or another podcast, and they tell you a story that you never in a million years would have known, and they're Nikki. And their name's like Fred.
Right.
That would have blown my mind.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Okay, so that, just to put it in comparison,
That's what just happened.
You
that's
just
what
did
just
that.
happened.
Okay.
Yes.
You know, and I mean that's a great song to pick. You know, arguably, you know, Prince just like Bon Jovi, they're icons.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and they're the tops of not only their genre, but they transcend the business.
Right.
You know, so that was actually a very good song to pick, and
Yeah.
you know, so that's kind of what I'm talking about.
Okay.
That's how big it is because you know the line. Tommy used to work on the docks. You know,
Union's been on strike. He's down on his luck. His toe.
Oh, I know that. I know that song.
you know,
Oh,
living on a
prayer.
Okay.
Take my hand.
everybody knows the word. Like you
Yes.
even see viral videos of people in the park. They start singing it, and then somebody starts singing it, and everybody starts singing it because everybody knows the words.
Right.
Yeah.
Nobody knows who the fuck Tommy and Gina are.
We do.
Now you do.
Tommy's not even Tommy. Tommy's Johnny. Holy
Tommy Johnny.
shit.
Tommy Johnny Desi.
Make sure Buddy grabs that clip.
But I grab the clip and send it to Buddy.
I don't need to.
So he wants you to make sure he did it,
Okay.
not Buddy.
I'm not.
That's
saying-
what he's saying.
Okay. And then look, what do you see right here?
Huh.
What's that?
It's green.
That's a mark.
It's a mark.
And that mark
It's a mark.
is on Tommy and Gina.
It's on time.
Stop. See, this is why I gotta go. My back
What?
hurts. Y'all cannot be making me laugh hard.
So angry.
What is space?
Just Nikki, he just scares me sometimes. I know it's Halloween and he's Who one is it?
Angry elf.
Angry walrus. Angry elf.
That's what you should have dressed up as
South
today.
Pole.
And painted your face red.
Just angry. Yeah, that's all you gotta do. I don't know. Around here, you might get in trouble.
Yeah.
I think any face paint on a white guy's a bad move.
Probably.
Like I thought about that. One of our coworkers who is of a different ethnicity had white white makeup on because of the character, and I didn't think anything of it until I thought about it, and I was like, is that a catch 2020?
I believe.
No, I don't think
fact.
so in that case because it's not trying to imitate. It's a catch 2020
Yeah. Okay.
color per se.
All right. Well, we're gonna end this.
Okay.
So you can go and rest.
Thank God.
Okay. Thanks for sticking around.
No problem.
All those questions during the conversation were awesome.
They were. I like him. I could have talked to him all day.
Wow.
Listen, you don't
Feel it?
know the pain
Feel it.
No.
that I'm in right now.
Oh,
It's massive.
we've all been. I think you got pea stones. I didn't think you need to do a little nerf shooting through the cooch.
First of all, I go to the bathroom, okay? I've been to the bathroom. Nothing has come out.
Oh, not
Well,
yet.
but like you got to really force out a stone.
Yeah, you gotta drink cranberry juice.
I have cranberry juice at home.
Yeah, drink or no
What was wrong with me, though? Like,
green tea also. I think right. Maybe I don't know.
no,
Google it.
I know when it happened. When my dog made me slam myself into the couch, that's what, like, knocked whatever out. I know what happened when it happened.
Not your dog put stones in your body.
No. She made me jolt and hit my back on the couch. Like, she made me jolt in my sleep when I already had just a small little tinge.
Gotcha.
And it made it major.
Have TT give you a massage with his ding dong.
Oh, no, thank you. I do have one of those guns you were talking about, so I might try that.
Massage gun, not
Yeah.
firearm.
Right.
Right. Massage gun.
Best way to get out of back problem is just put a 22 right there.
Shoot my back
Blow a
out.
hole right in your litoris
Get a new
maximus. Get that out of there.
So you got anything before we get out?
We just gave you mind-blowing interviews.
Yeah. NickyD's back. All right.
Wow, that's really good.
I should have asked you if you had anything.
I never have anything. I just ask you guys if you got something. Nelson?
I'm not going to try and follow that. No, how am I going to top that?
I don't think you can, but I appreciate you being a good friend and always having her back.
He can go all day. All day. Put me out of my misery.
At The Bailey Show on YouTube. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. We'll have the full-length video. Unfortunately, Desmond didn't join us on the Zoom, so hopefully we'll have a picture up and you can see what Desmond looks like and for that conversation. At Listen to the BS on social media. Give us a like, share, follow. Also, please, if you can do us a favor and share this stuff. I know I was saying that when we were just doing the podcast. You two peers, and by the way, the private Facebook group for you two peers, just search for the BS two peers to join that, and we'll let you in. But yeah, share the videos. There's a lot of work that goes into that, a lot of money that goes into that. Share it with somebody that you think would dig the show, whether it's just the podcast, The Uncensored, or the radio show. We'd appreciate it, right? And if you like us, leave a nice review, especially on Apple, because there's a couple dicks out there, that are just being dicks. I know, they're just being trolls. I know who one of them is, and they're hiding behind a screen name, and it just kills your rating. And I know it sucks, but that's the world we live in. All right, look, happy Halloween week. Have yourself a great, safe. Oh, can you play the dollar store jingle? Because I know the podcast audience.
I can't give you the dollar store jingle.
I know they're going to want to hear. I forgot all about it. Go ahead and play that.
Dollar store, less is more. Halloween costume contest.
There you go. All right. Matthew Perry death investigated by LAPD's robbery homicide.
Uh-oh.
It's a standard procedure, though. Wow.
Yeah, because he wasn't in the water long.
All right. Okay, look. As always, we appreciate you listening. Have yourself a good, safe rest of your week, and we'll talk to you next Wednesday, next week. All right, bye!
Get off my lawn! It's old man Kevin, and the BS is done for right now.
Please share, like, and support.
TheBaileyShow.com.
Now, get out of here.